flash, bright like a roaring fight. Crypto and dreams under stadium lights. Sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet with the Ginch replay. Highlights, wild scores collide. It's a riot live tonight. Blades drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate. Rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate. Every second pounding.
How's it going, everybody?
Evening sports buffet with the Ginch replay.
All kinds of stuff happening today, and we are one day away from Friday. Even better.
Every second pounding, can't wait.
College football, we are only 5 weeks away from Thanksgiving. 6 more weekends of college football. Football season just goes way fast. But again, thanks for joining. Where do we start? Where do we start? Well, we have to start with the whole gambling operation, shall we? If you've been living under a rock today as far as sports goes, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier arrested in gambling inquiries. This reported by David Pullum, ESPN, although it's reported everywhere. They were arrested today as part of a pair. I'm just going to read this verbatim. Pair of wide-ranging investigations related to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed by the Mafia, La Cosa Nostra. Authorities announced today. Both Billups and Rozier have been placed on leave from their teams. A total of 34 people were arrested as a result of a years-long investigation covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars, FBI Director Kash Patel said. Of course, he has to get his 2 cents in. Law enforcement officials said the multiple charges involve 4 mafia families and organized crime networks, with Patel saying the money involved, that the fraud is mind-boggling. Patel said Rozier was arrested Thursday morning at a hotel in Orlando. He is accused of participating in an illegal sports betting scheme using insider NBA information. As part of the scheme, gamblers used non-public information to bet on at least 7 NBA games between March of 2023 and March of 2024, involving the Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic, Trailblazers, Lakers, and Toronto Raptors, according to the indictments. In 3 of the 7 games, players intentionally removed themselves from contests to benefit the gamblers' bets, according to the indictment. Kash Patel said, "Let's not mince words. This is the insider trading saga for the NBA. That's what this is." Billups was arrested in Oregon. He is charged in a separate indictment alleging a wide-ranging scheme to rig underground poker games that were backed by mafia families, authorities said. The defendants are accused of using technology to steal millions from victims in a New York area. More and more is going to come out. I'm not going to go through all the gory details. It would take me an hour. Just some instances. Before a March 23, 2023 game against the Pelicans, Rozier, who then played for the Hornets, allegedly told Laster, I think he was the head coach at the time. Oh, no. This is just an instance. Laster was a childhood friend. He would remove himself from the game in the first quarter due to a supposed injury, according to the indictment. Laster allegedly sold the information to 2 bettors for about $100,000. goes even further. Bettors allegedly got injury info on LeBron James. Former NBA player Damon Jones, he was arrested today amid charges that he allegedly disclosed privileged injury information about a prominent basketball player to facilitate illegal sports betting, authorities announced. LeBron James was the prominent player. A source close to James told ESPN. The investigation outlined two separate cases, one on illegal sports betting and another on a rigged poker games. This actually reported by Dave McManaman. Jones was an unofficial, unpaid part of former Los Angeles Lakers coach Darvin Ham's staff and is no longer with the team under current Lakers coach JJ Redick. Ham invited Jones to be a part of team activities after James spent the summer of 2022 with Jones, present for many of his off-season workouts. James was unaware that Jones, his former teammate and assistant coach with the Cavs, was involved in a gambling activity when Jones spent time around James and the Lakers during the 2022-2023 season, the source said. The federal indictment alleges that before a Lakers game against the Milwaukee Bucks on February 9, 2023, Jones texted a co-conspirator to get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight because James was going to be out. This was earlier today at the FBI presser. This is what Kash Patel. This is just a brief snippet of what he had to say.
This is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families.
So there you have it. Where do I start? This is really what gamblers wanted across the country. This is what we wanted. We FanDuel, DraftKings. It's just another way for the sharks to make money. It's very few and far between that the average Joe Schmo like myself or whoever goes on FanDuel and DraftKings and puts a, 10-cent fantasy team in to win $500. I've never hit big. I said this years ago when FanDuel and DraftKings came out. It was just another way for the sharks and the professionals to make money. And now you have something like this come out. And this isn't anything new. It's nothing new. This has been going on since the dawn of sports. People met wagers. Go all the way back to the Greek Olympics, for Christ's sake. Go all the way back. Remember the 30-30 for special about the Boston College basketball point shaving scandal? And you go back to the 60s and the 50s and the 40s. Go back to the Black Sox way back in the early part of last century. But now, what are you going to do to control it? Can you control it? Does Congress have to step in? Does the Supreme Court have to step in? Because now you're going to sit down and watch sports, whether it's a basketball game or a football game or a baseball game or a hockey game. Who's on the take? Who's on the take? because you never know. College football game, the total might be 47. And it might be 20-20. Time is winding down. Guy picks up a first down. He could walk into the end zone easy. He lays down and they kick a field goal. And it's 23-20. And you lose because you took over 47. They score a touchdown to make the total 47. At least it's a push. You don't know. You don't know anymore. And more of this is going to happen. It said that the mafia was using up-to-date technology to screw bettors out of millions. And poker games. And you're going to see more and more of it. Whoever goes to said player and says, hey, we've got a lot of people that are going to lay money down on you. The total for you tonight is 30 rebounds plus points. Said player total rebounds and points is 28. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to all of a sudden fake an injury. Anybody who took the over, they're screwed. This is what it's come down to. A lot of people will back off trying to place bets, parlays, prop bets. Is it worth it anymore? Because you don't know. Just like I said for years, if they did random drug testing in all sports, we wouldn't have sports. I'm not saying everybody does it. I'm not saying everybody does this as far as this whole gambling operation. But some do. Some do. So again, bet at your own discretion. Wager against your own discretion. I'm sure more and more will come out about the details of everything. I will let the due process play out. But I'm sure the FBI will release more and more information as they see fit. But I have a feeling it might just get uglier. That's not good. Not good at all. Let's see. What else? News and notes from around the world in sports. The Blue Jays, Trey Savage, he is going to start game 1 of the World Series versus the Dodgers. So that's out there. Bo Bichette says he is feeling terrific. Don't know if he'll be on the roster for the Blue Jays. Just looking over some of the other. The Dodgers will counter Savage with Blake Snell. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto is slated to start game 2. I would like to give the Toronto Blue Jays a chance. Anything is possible. I'll say the Dodgers in 6, and they will go back to back. And you might as well get used to it because that's what money is bought. The Dallas Wings are closing in on hiring a longtime South Florida coach Jose Fernandez as their new head coach. A source confirmed to ESPN on Thursday, as reported by Alexa Philippou. Fernandez has not signed a contract as of today, but is expected to as early as Friday. So hopefully they have their man. Lionel Messi, he has extended his contract through 2028 with Inter Miami. Doesn't say what the details are. But they have locked him up at least for the next 3 seasons. If this makes a difference to anybody, Mark Wegner has been named the World Series umpire crew chief. That means for everybody, but there you have it. And again, like I said about sports and drug testing randomly. Ruth Chepping-Edich, marathon world record holder, she gets a 3-year ban for doping. The AI, this is reported by the Associated Press. The AIU said Chepping-Edich admitted to anti-doping rule violations over the presence and use of the banned diuretic hydrochlorothiazide, or HZTZ, which can be used to disguise the use of performance-enhancing drugs. She had been suspended since July. Again, banned substances, science always finds a way. Okay, they caught us doing this. They come up with something else that'll mask stuff. The AIU said that she had accepted the charges and sanctioned following a positive test for the banned diuretic from a March 14th sample. The 31-year-old Kenyan runner broke the world record by almost 2 minutes at the Chicago Marathon last year, clocking 2 hours, 9 minutes, 56 seconds. All of her achievements and records before March 14th will stand. Again, I will guarantee you if they did random, like serious random drug testing, no holds barred, I guarantee you about 60% of athletes are doing something. And if they say they're not, they're lying. The NBA kicked off Tuesday. Let's go back to Tuesday, the last time I did a show. The Thunder beat the Rockets 125-124 in OT. I did not watch the game. I was probably sleeping. For the Rockets, Kevin Durant, Alperen Sengun, and Amen Thompson each in double figures in scoring. And Jabari Smith. Steven Adams, he added 13 rebounds, by the way. And for the Oklahoma City Thunder, SGA did his thing, 35 points. Chet Holmgren chipped in with 28. And again, with Oklahoma City, they're probably the favorites to repeat. The Warriors beat the Lakers 119-109. Golden State, Jimmy Butler was the winner in the scoring department for Golden State, 31 points. Los Angeles, Luka, 43 points. Again, something has to be really good on me with the NBA to even watch anymore, because I think it's become unwatchable. Yesterday, the Knicks beat the Cavs 119-111. Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, your leading scorer with 31 points. For the Knicks, OG Anunoby, 24 points. He had 14 rebounds. The Hornets blew away the Nets 136 to 117. The Brooklyn Nets, 4 players in double digits in scoring. Wasn't enough. For the Hornets, he had 9 players double digits in scoring. Ryan Kalkbrenner added 11 in rebounds, as did Miles Bridges. Magic beat the Heat 125-121. For the Heat, Norman Powell, your leading scorer with 28 points. Bam Adebayo added 12 rebounds. For the Magic, Paolo Banchero with a good game, 24 points, 11 rebounds. I'll follow the bouncing ball here. The Raptors all over the Hawks, 138 to 118. For the Raptors, 7 players in double figures. Leading scorer was RJ Barrett with 25. The Atlanta Hawks, your leading scorers were Jalen Johnson and Trae Young, each with 22 apiece. 76ers beat the Celtics by a point, 117-116. Tyrese Maxey, have yourself a day, 40 points, your leading scorer for Philadelphia. Leading scorer for Boston, Derek White and Jaylen Brown both had 25 apiece. The Bulls beat the Pistons 115-111. For the Pistons, Cade Cunningham, 23 points and 10 assists to lead Detroit. For Chicago, Nikola Vucevic had a fantastic game, 28 points, 14 rebounds for the Bulls. Grizzlies beat the Pelicans 128-122. For the Pelicans, Zion Williamson, your leading scorer with 27. For Memphis, your leading scorer was Ja Morant, 35 points. Bucks beat the Wizards 133 to 120. For the Wizards, Chris Middleton, your leading scorer, 23 points. Alex Sarr had 11 rebounds for Washington. And then Milwaukee, Giannis, 37 points and 14 rebounds, doing his thing. Jazz beat the Clippers 129 to 108. For your Clippers, Zubac, leading scorer with 19 points. And for Utah, Walker Kessler, your leading scorer with 22. Suns beat the Kings 120 to 116. Leading scorer for the Kings, DeMar DeRozan, 29. I'm sorry, Zach LaVine with 30 points. DeMar added 29. For the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker with 31 points. Ryan Dunn added 10 rebounds. And the Timberwolves beat the Trailblazers 118-114. Anthony Edwards for the Timberwolves, 41 points, your leading scorer there. And for the Portland Trailblazers, the leading scorer was Denny Avdija with 20. Few games on the slate today. Only 2. The Thunder travel to take on the Pacers. and the Nuggets travel to take on the Warriors. Oh, I wanted to. Here's my version of. Where's it at? Give me just a second, if I can find it. I know it's here somewhere. In another episode of
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Anthony Edwards said supposedly the NBA should have a height limit rule. Supposedly. I'm sorry, yeah, Anthony Davis. I'm trying to find. I don't know if it was true or not. Yeah, he basically said that they should adopt a height limit. Oh, okay. So it was fake. So my bad. It was fake. It was plastered all over social media. I should know that you should really soon believe stuff like that. Um, yeah. I mean, Yao Ming was 7'6", and nobody bitched to complain. So Wembeyan is 7'4". Anthony Davis is 6'11". My apologies. Um, I'm looking over this. Yeah, fake post. So my apologies. But I will say, let's substitute it.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, came out and just basically threw Justin Fields under the bus. As an owner, keep that shit in house. He said the defense has improved, special teams have improved, but if we can just complete a pass. Did you have one too many before you made those comments? As an owner, you keep that shit in house. You don't publicly bash X, Y, and Z. If you want to say shit like that, have a team meeting and air it out in the locker room. It does you look like an idiot, first of all, and secondly, it does your team no good. They know they're 0-7. They know they've played poorly. I'm a fan of Justin Fields. I really am. I hope in the future he can have some level of success. When Chicago drafted him, they put nobody around him to help him. He had no weapons. I don't want to hear that he did, because he didn't. Then he was in Pittsburgh. He did an admirable job. And then they fucking threw Russell Wilson in there. Justin Fields was 4-2. You know why? Because he had decent weapons around. And he had a coach that believed in him. And he goes to New York. It hasn't panned out for whatever reason. Garrett Wilson's been hurt. The Jets abandoned the running game. Because maybe he's not good for that system that they want to run. I don't know. But I would say to Woody Johnson,
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
keep that fucking shit in house. What benefit did you think that was going to bring about by airing that out in public. It's beyond asinine. I went over a lot of college football yesterday. Just some key things from college football. The SEC has suspended the Georgia Auburn referee. The SEC has actually suspended him for the remainder of the season in the wake of his cruise performance and the 20-10 victory at Auburn, Georgia over Auburn. It's reported by Mark Schlabach and Pete Thamel. Williamson, who was the crew chief in that game, told SEC officials prior to the opening game that he was going to retire after the season. If you go back to the game, there were two calls in question. I'll just repeat them. When Auburn was up 10-0 in the first half, quarterback Jackson Arnold tried to score in a sneak on 3rd and goal from the Georgia 1. He reached out for the end zone, if you remember. Georgia linebacker Raylan Wilson punched the football out of Arnold's arm. The Bulldogs recovered the ball on the Auburn 1, and officials ruled that Arnold fumbled before the ball reached the goal line. After a lengthy delay, replay officials upheld the on-field ruling, giving the Bulldogs the possession. Georgia went on to kick a field goal. And if you watch the replay, it looks like the ball breaks the plane before. That's the main one. And if you remember, the other one was when Georgia, Kirby Smart, looks like he was signaling timeout. The official stopped the clock. Smart argued that he was only telling the official that Auburn players were clapping their hands to mimic Georgia's signals, which is a penalty. That was bullshit. I think as an official, whether it's NFL, NBA, whatever, you should have pilot's vision. You should have 2010 vision to be a referee in any sport. Period. 2010. Not 2020. 2010. You should have eyesight like Ted Williams used to. Ted Williams was a pilot in World War II. He had 2010 vision. He could tell you what kind of pitch you were throwing the minute you released it. Officials should have 2010 vision. Texas Tech is going to start quarterback Will Hammond. Against Oklahoma State. Barry Morton still recovering from his leg injury that he suffered last week. And a partridge in a pear tree. So I think I'm going to end it there because it's really. Oh, let me do this because I didn't do it the other day. The Premier League. Again, if I did every European soccer league, it would take me 3 hours. This week's fixtures. There's nothing on Friday. Sometimes there will be a game on Friday. Saturday fixtures. And now my Verizon pad is going to screw me. Okay, here we go. 10 a.m. on Peacock. Chelsea is hosting Sunderland. And now it's screwing with me again. Chelsea should win this game handily. I'll say Chelsea wins it 3-1. And for some other reason, now my Verizon pad. Newcastle United hosts Fulham. I'm going to call for a 2-2 draw there. Men United host Brighton. I'll go 1-1 draw. Brentford hosts Liverpool. Liverpool on a little bit of a slide here. But I'm going to say Liverpool 2, Brentford 0. On Sunday, Bournemouth hosts Nottingham Forest. I'll say Bournemouth 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. I'll go Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 1. Aston Villa is hosting Man City. I'll go Man City 2, Villa nothing. Wolverhampton hosts Burnley. Wolverhampton in a world of shit right now. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. And Everton hosts Tottenham. Again, I will go 1-1 draw. So there you have it. Enjoy tonight's games. College football, NFL, yada, yada, yada. World Series kicking off. Enjoy this weekend's festivities. Enjoy the games. 5 weeks away from Thanksgiving, for the love of Christ. Where has the time gone? As I end every show, practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do. Hug somebody, it might make their day. Tell somebody you love them, you might not get a second opportunity. And for Christ's sake, if you see somebody struggling in any sort of fashion, inquire, ask questions. You might not just be saving a life, you might be saving multiple lives. Again, early evening sports buffet with the Ginch. I'm your host, Ryan F. on the Cole County Entertainment Network. Have a lovely and safe and productive weekend, everybody. And there's only one thing left to do, and that's for Dandy Don to take me out. Have a good one.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.